If you've ever wondered where to get heaps of soul lessons and gacha tickets and solo leveling arise, then this video is for you. All right, let's hop right in and get things started without further ado. So we're gonna start off with Soul Essence, which is this game's like stones, diamond currency. If you played any of the gacha, you know what I'm talking about, right? So this currency is the premium currency of the game, and it is the one that we're talking about right now. You need 2,500 of this for every multi-summon if you were to buy the tickets, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You also need 250 per single, obviously, as it divides by 10. And when you first start the game, the earliest and easiest location to get them is in the story mode. The story mode's super easy to do. So what happens is, as you hit each of these different nodes, little one here, there's 5 nodes here, you get my points. As you hit each different one of these, you're gonna get a first time clear reward, and you also will get 15, I believe, for each of these. Yeah, 15 per trophy as well. So each one is gonna give you nearly 100 when you complete it. So very easy to accumulate those, particularly as you complete all the trophies. So that is the easiest place to get the soul essence. We'll have to come back here in a little bit though as we talk about tickets. So outside of that, they're gonna be literally pretty much everywhere. So let's look at gates, for example. I don't know if they actually drop on the gates themselves, but I've even gotten small quantities for mining as well. So they can drop here, not a huge deal, not anything really to kind of just like bring at note, not the most reliable thing, but I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of it. Now, Hunter Archive, you can already see there are some here. Now this is a little tricky because you need these keys to unlock, and the keys charge once a day. This game is really bad with all the different keys and all the different spots that also recharge once a day. It's super annoying, by the way. Anyway, so you can get them there. Encore missions are interesting. They are here too. This is more of like artifact farming, but you can get them here as well. So similar, 15 per, and I think you also get the first time clear rewards as well. I don't have any. I do have a key. Let's see if I can. It doesn't really show me, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So you get at least the 315 drops, but I think you also get the extra once per day drop, or first time clear drop of 50, excuse me. We go ahead and take a look now at the other content that I don't really have, like instance dungeons. I'm pretty positive it's there. Battlefield of Time, I'm pretty positive it's there. Same with Power of Destruction or whatever these other 2 modes are, because it's the most generic version of a premium currency in the game. Battlefield of Trials, a mode that I do have access to. This one is pretty fun. Once again, 15 per, and this is why I'm saying I'm pretty sure in those other content forums it's there too, because at the bare minimum they'll have that 15 per. But the Battlefield of Trials, I don't think that they drop them on the actual floors. Yeah, maybe there's some floors that'll drop it, but typically you're getting tickets here, which we'll talk about more in a second. Yeah, it doesn't appear that they drop them in the actual floors. Maybe they would for the hunters, but I'm not really sure. All right. Super easy, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's also, for the record, you probably don't have any of these. I don't have one either. Yeah, I don't have one either. There is a item. There is an item that has a really, and I mean really small, a really small chance to drop. It's a box. It's got a really small chance to drop like 1,000 soul essences, and has some other like SSR stuff in there. It's incredibly low chance to do and extremely unlikely, but again, it's a possibility. All right, now let's talk about the gacha tickets specifically. So we're gonna start off with this limited time one. So these are interesting. Again, like I talked about, the exchange rate is 1 for 250, and that means 2,500 per 10 for a multi. These are kind of interesting because these are really not anywhere. These are like, I don't know what they're going to do with these, but these are extremely hard to get naturally by playing the game. Now, I didn't mention this with the soul essence, and I guess I can mention it now in relation to basically everything in this video. And it goes without saying, it's extremely obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. You can buy these with money. I know, massive shocker. Well, you also can buy a separate premium currency, which is diamonds, which then can convert into this stuff too. It's like, it's whatever. It's so weird how they've got multiple currencies. It's not uncommon for games to do that. It's just, I've never thought it was the smartest thing personally, but you can buy these out, whether it's by exchanging them with diamonds or essence or whatever, or by buying individual packs like this. Like once a day you can buy this for $1, you know, little things like that. There are other packs in here if you're looking forward to them. They also do have like these mission related packs that I think are pretty terrible, that will give you these black ones in troves as well. 5 and a bunch of 10s, a bunch of 5s, things like that. I think that one's pretty crap. But anyway, that's one of the ways that you're going to be able to get this. But again, you're not really going to get this pretty much anywhere. So depending on when you're watching this video, you'll either see one or two things. You will either have a different exchange shop section, And you also probably won't see this because it says 23 days remaining. So like if you watch this video a month from now, this shop specifically won't be there for you. But there is a shop where you can exchange for either of the tickets. So this does bleed into the black selection draw ticket as well. So you see it there. But you can exchange for one multi here in this exchange shop. It doesn't appear that there are any other ongoing shops that allow you to do that. Yeah, none of the other ongoing shops allow you to do that. But you can exchange here. So go ahead and hit the shop and then see if you can, do this. I did do 4 of them here for the black one. I think I needed pity. But again, this is a free multi. Now, another thing about these is they're not limited. I think somebody can correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think these may actually just hold until the next banner. It seems like that may be what happens, because sometimes these are banner restricted. I'm pretty sure that's not the case for this game though. So that'll be nice. It seems, I believe Honkai and Genshin are like that as well. Genshin, excuse me, are like that as well. So anyway, so you can do that. Now this one's a little tricky because you get this currency apparently from summoning. So this one's a little tricky. It's a coin crafted after receiving a certificate from the Hunters Association. You can use it to exchange. I think this is when you get a duplicate item. You get these when you get a duplicate item, I believe. I think you get these for summoning duplicates. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So you may or may not have any of those. But basically that's it for the white tickets. The only other way that they're showing right now is by doing Battlefield of Time, which is kind of hard to do because it requires chapter 10, which on normal difficulty, which is low-key pretty difficult, particularly because there's a lot of level locking where it's like, make sure Song Jinwoo is at level 31 or whatever other level it is, right? Things like that are going to wind up happening. But once you get to level 10 or chapter 10, you complete whatever level they want you to complete. There's probably 3 more level restrictions in there somewhere by the time you get to whatever level they want you to do. But when you unlock this piece of content, they will have access to both of the tickets in this piece of content. And like I said, probably also Essence Stones. So if you guys are following me thus far and you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. We're not finished. We'll talk about the regular selection draw tickets, but I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you for making it this far into the video. I greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy the video, share the video with your friends so more people can get this awesome knowledge. All right. Now, I will say a lot of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy, but you'd be surprised how many people need videos like this. That's not a knock on anybody. It's just helpful, right? All right, so let's see what we can do for the regular selection draw. I talked about it earlier, but the most important thing to do when you start playing the game is play story. Play story, play story, play story. So every time you clear a chapter, you're going to get 2 of them. Now, every time you get all the trophies, which I just explained is something you want to do so you can get all those extra drops here, you double up, basically. Because when you get all the trophies, you get another 2. So that is very important. This game has a white ticket problem, but it doesn't have a black ticket problem. The game will give you a ton of black tickets throughout playing the game. They're extremely easy to get. All these side chapters and all that also have it. Even a side chapter like this, which has 1 playable stage, gives you an extra 2 for like, just because they wanted to, right? So they're all over the place. Make sure you're completing these. Also, they have other difficulties. As you proceed, you'll unlock hard. I'd assume there's a very hard, but they leave more space here at the bottom. I'd assume at some point they add hard and like very, very hard, or whatever, like, modifier they want to put on there. And when they do that, they've already set the precedent that the rewards are exactly the same. So that's another thing too that'll happen down the line is they add more. But for now, we have hard. I don't know if there's a very hard right now. I haven't got that far yet. But right now we do have 2 here, and then 2 for completing all of the battle missions yet again, which for the last time saying it, you also make sure that you want to do. Now, those tickets are in various other places, like the shop, like we talked about earlier. They're in the Battlefield of Time, like we talked about earlier. I don't know that they're in Hunter Archive. This one's, like I said, kind of tricky. I will just unlock this because whatever. No, don't make me play it. Okay, cool. It didn't make me play it right now. So, I think right now they're typically just stones here. Yeah, so you're not getting them, at least with hers. I'm not sure if they'll be on Kang's. No, it's just, okay, so they're not here. I wasn't sure. But one place I am sure you can get them is in the Battlefield of Trials. So, you might have saw this earlier, but basically the breakdown for this is every 5 floors, you'll get 5 of these. In between floors, you'll get other stuff. And it's stuff you'll need, like gold and these other boxes and stuff like that. Other scrolls and stuff. But every 5 stages, you will get one of these. And you can't play it, obviously, until you get there. So make sure that you get there. But it does scale with difficulty. It does get a lot harder as you go. And then the same here for the Hunters section, the non-Jinwoo section. Every 5 floors, you're going to get the same stuff. But on the 5th floor, you're going to get 5 of these black tickets. So that's another way to get good drops, good size drops of the black tickets. And the most important way to get these right now is going to be right here. Challenges is the most important and easiest way to get these, because these just happen spontaneously by playing the game for the most part. So like, look at the mission requirements: equip an artifact 1 time, attempt artifact enhancement 1 time, things like that. These are super easy mission requirements, and for completing this batch of them, this chapter, you get 10. So you get a free multi-summon alongside all the resources you got along the way, right? Now, I also implore you to make sure you complete these, because you ultimately start getting some cool stuff like the SSR Shadow Scythe or Jinnu as well. So, and there's also some other stuff in here, like a blueprint for an SSR, things like that, or design is what it's called in this game. So things like that. So you will make sure that you want to do these, but again, getting the 10s is really, really nice as drops. Unfortunately, though, there are going to be some times where they start saying things like clear missions for other pieces of content that require keys, or clear so many gates. Like, it gets to a point where it gets a little tricky, because they basically want you to clear certain pieces of content over time. Like, they don't want you to do all these in 1 day or 2 days or whatever. By the way, there are other little spots that essence stones are. I just remembered this, but like, you can even talk to these dudes. Like, if I talk to Byung-gu here, he's gonna drop 5 essence stones. See right there, like, there's a bunch of little spots like that for like inconsequential drops, but I mean, over time that obviously will add up. So if there's a spot that I forgot, please let me know. Oh, there is one more. I meant to mention this. Codex. So Codex, I'm glad I'm realizing this now. So when you unlock new characters, they get, this is almost like this is basically your Pokedex, if you will. Oh, Dex, I just realized that. So this is basically your Pokedex. As you get new stuff, they give you the rewards for it. Now, they don't give you essence stones for this, but they will for weapons and characters and stuff like that. So as you unlock new stuff there, you'll also start getting essence stones. I think most I've got was like 100 or something. That's a good drop, but it's not a lot. It just completely depends on what you are doing. And in achievements as well, you will get some of this stuff too. Well, no matter what it is, by the way. This doesn't show up when I hit the source button to show me where stuff is. But you can get essence stones here, things like that. So all that stuff's available in here as well. See, like, here's a white ticket. So this is what I'm glad I realized this. I wanted to mention this. You can get black tickets, white tickets. These are just basically all mission rewards, essence stones. They're all available in those shops as well, or those exchange areas as well. Not even an exchange area, but you get my point. So here's also the special events tab. You can get some of those here as well. It just depends on what you're doing. So we have these little side events that's not one of them. They have little side events that are going to spawn here pretty soon. And for these, they're going to have the point reward system, and there's also going to be a ranking reward system. So these are going to give you different things. Also, on the current dice one, you can get white tickets too. So make sure you're rolling your dice by completing the missions. And periodically, depending on when you check the video, make sure that you are completing these. But the point is that, yeah, whites actually are in a few other spots than I thought, but they are still pretty difficult to get overall. And I think that's basically it. We've talked in depth about white tickets, which is the limited time gacha tickets, the standard gacha tickets. We talked about essence stones and where to get them in pretty much every location. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and help us hit our like goal of 700. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're absolutely going to enjoy the best characters and best weapons video that I did that's clickable on your screen right now.